What's up? Hello, everyone. Welcome to a live edition of Real Talk for Real Men. I am your host, of course, Lee Black, and I hope that everybody is having a great day. Here in Atlanta, it is unbelievably sweltering hot. We are in, I think, the second day of summer officially, but my God, it's hot as a pig's ass out here. So I do have my co-host hanging, waiting in the wings. McMack, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm okay. I like that opening. It sounds like we in the waiting room of heaven. Or like on hold. You know? Maybe we're on hold. Maybe that's what it is. It sounds like hold music for heaven.
You know, if for me, this is probably as close as I'm gonna get to heaven. How you doing, sweetheart?
I am okay. I'm all right. Like you said, summer is here. I guess the sun needs to overcompensate for all the rain that's been given out. So
yes, absolutely.
we in for a long one. So
we are in for a truly long summer. It's gonna be a beast. I do see we have the super fan in the house, Cece. Grown woman, don't try me. She says, "Hey y'all, I'm on time tonight. Hope everyone is okay in this heat. We are surviving, Cece." You say it's the same up here in PA, Pennsylvania. You guys are in for something special, I'm told, coming up starting tomorrow. The East is bracing for record heat, triple-digit temperatures. Tasha made me aware of that, and I didn't saw it on my phone. So for those of you up in the East who are not accustomed to this heat, please be careful. Take care of yourself because it's going to be some dangerous stuff going on. In Atlanta, we kind of used to it. The humidity in Tasha's in Memphis, so it is what we're kind of used to it. We hate it anyway. But my brother from another who loves this heat, he won't be on tonight. But Mr. Kendrick Sports Hustle says, "What's up? I'm listening and glancing as he's driving back from Funky Town." So is that a place, or are you referring to the fact that it's so hot that all the motherfuckers out there is just funky?
Or is it all of the above? Let's go.
Thank you. So I don't know. Cece says, "Be safe." Steve, what's up? Steve Craig is in the house. Yeah, it's been a long time. I apologize. Lots have been going on, work related, family, all kinds of stuff. And Tasha and I, we're kind of on the brink of even doing the show tonight because the family won't be here. Brother Kenny's out indisposed. Sherry's doing her thing. I haven't heard from Hannah and Bert. It's the summer, folks. Congratulations to Hannah. Her son graduated high school or on his way to college. So families are dealing with, normal things like that. These are the dog days of summer. Cece says, when we get summer here, it can be unbearable. Wow, I wouldn't have expected that in Pennsylvania. She says, "Hello, Steve." So anyway, we're just giving a few moments to see if we're going to get some family. But you know what? With you guys joining us live, Tasha and I, we're going to carry forth and do our thing then as much as possible. Guess what we're talking about tonight, folks? Tasha and I, we actually had a show fully planned out where we was going to be examining some questions dealing with relationships, and it was going to be a stark beginning return to what we do best, which is talk about all things related to relationships. But Billboard had to come out with a fucking list of their top 75 R&B artists of all time, and it just has to be talked about. Am I wrong, McMack?
That's putting it so mildly. It's crazy. Yes, it is the most blasphemous list. And I did go and look to see what the criteria was.
Me too.
So let me read you the criteria of what they claim.
Please.
What I still think that I still don't understand it.
So before you read it, Tasha, if you haven't already, pull up the Billboard's top 75 list, and it gets truly controversial when you get to the top 10. So me and Tasha was like, well, wait, what are they basing this on? So Tasha, what is the list based on?
vocal prowess, body of work, career longevity, industry achievements, game-changing influence, and enduring generational / cultural impact. And when you see this list, you're gonna have some questions.
I'm looking at it, the criteria as you mentioned it as well. And before I go there, CC says, oh yeah, we may get close to 100 by Tuesday. Man, be careful, CC. Kendrick says, nah, they call Fort Worth Funky Town in Texas.
Oh.
Okay. You have to tell us because it's some hot funky motherfuckers out there. You know, Craig says, hey, Carols, Steve, Craig is my other account. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what's up. Well, good to have you. You know, that's what's up. Good to see you, my brother. We can't wait to hear y'all weigh in on this list. So, Tasha, that's a lot. That's a lot to make this list based on. And even with that said, when we get to the top 10, I want to hear everybody's opinion. So you said vocal prowess, which should be fucking number one. If you're going to say R&B artists and you're talking about top artists, talent. This is not American Idol. We don't give a fuck about your story, your backstory. Can you sing? But okay, vocal prowess. But you're throwing in there now body of work, career longevity. And I'm gonna get your opinion on this, everybody. Industry achievements, game-changing influence, and enduring generational cultural impact. Should all of that matter? When you're picking a list of the top artists in a field, should all of these things matter, or what would you take out? What shouldn't be included in it? Because I know there's a couple of things in here that for me, it doesn't fit.
Vocal prowess has to fit because what the hell are we talking about? That has to stay.
Right.
Industry achievements can go. I don't that to me, that's irrelevant because sometimes we all know some artists may not get their acknowledgement from the industry as often as they should.
We're in agreement.
Game-changing influence, that's hella subjective. So I don't think that should be in there. Enduring generational / cultural impact. What the hell is even that?
What is that? What is that? If you click with the TikTok generation, that makes you great. You know
exactly.
Again, I think about the show on whatever's where they have the chairs turned around. I forget what it's called.
The Voice.
The Voice. What I really loved about that concept from the beginning, it's changed some, was that it was supposed to be based on when you strip away all the other shit that you just mentioned, Tasha. Can you sing? Can you sing? So before you turn your chair around to judge whether the person is thin, fat, thick, thin, white or black, short, tall, whatever, if you're listening, can this person sing? So I agree with you, Tasha, 1,000%, because some of these things are so subjective and some of them don't have anything to do with it. Shouldn't be in there. Achievements. Some singers died before they had an opportunity. They just didn't get included in those things. You know, so that to me, that shouldn't be a factor in choosing the top list. You know what I'm saying? Can you fucking sing? So anyway, Tori is on as well. So we're gonna get into this list, but I want to examine just different aspects of it. But I would love to know what you guys think. Tori or CC, Craig, you know, when you hear the criteria on this list, as Tasha read them off, you know, what do you think should those things be included in the list of choosing top 75 singers, you know, and what does some of those things have to do with it? Because I'm curious. I want to make sure I'm getting some comments, and likely we're probably going to be on here by ourselves, but we got you guys as the audience, so that's fine. So they made this list and they started from 75 on down. Now, if you did like me, I jumped right to the top 25. Because I wanted to see from 25 on down who was on that list, because that's where for me was so important to me. So I want to play a quick video that Tasha sent me, and not the whole entire video, but this guy from TikTok is talking about it, and he's giving his opinion, some of which I agree, and some of which I don't agree, but he has the list pulled up, and more importantly, that if you haven't seen it, I want you guys to be able to see the list. Hopefully you can see it. And if you're not, pull it up on your phone, because he's talking about the list itself and its impact. So, okay. Kendrick says, I agree with you 100%, Tasha. So again, everything you laid out, Tasha, we got Terrence in the house. What's going on? Let me share my video real quick. And this guy's going to set the stage for this conversation, because he's got a lot of the list pulled up. But in particular, I want you guys to pay attention to whatever's important to you, the top 10, top 25 for me. So let's check this out and play some of what he has to say when he saw this list. I got the sound on. So, Tasha, let me know if you can hear this, okay?
Okay.
Time.
Okay.
What you mean singers? Y'all think Michael Jackson's getting on the stage, just a microphone, no production, no reverb, just vocals, and he's out singing Beyonce? No. In the same way, there's not a chance in hell that if Beyonce got up on stage and sang her song, and then Whitney Houston got up and sang her song afterwards, that Whitney Houston wouldn't get the larger applause. That's just her bread and butter. That's just the fact of it. You mean you would like me to believe that Janet Jackson and Donny Hathaway are in a talent show, local talent show, terrible, shitty SM58 microphone and the worst speaker system you've ever heard, and their job is to wow an audience just with their vocal. And Janet Jackson gets up and sings her song, and then Donny Hathaway gets up and sings his song, and people are going to leave there thinking, wow, Janet Jackson really out-sang Donny Hathaway? No. You believe 75 greatest R&B singers of all time. You are telling me that Janet Jackson is going to get up on that microphone against Luther Vandross, and people are going to leave there thinking, wow, that Janet has the best voice. She sang way better than that Luther Vandross guy.
I'm going to stop it right there. He said so much. He said enough right there. Go ahead, Tasha.
I can read the top 25 if you need to. I know it can be difficult for everybody to see it there. And I know the way the article put it out, you have to scroll through the pictures. I can read you the top 25 if we need to.
Yeah, and hold on, because we definitely go in there for sure. But even what he said, one of the things that caught me right off the bat was, according to him, he said Michael Jackson couldn't out-sing Beyonce. So my first question, and Graham is already saying Luther is the greatest. That's your pick. I love it. So my first question, though, is, before you even read the top 25, Tasha, what's R&B? Because my problem starts with some people shouldn't even be on the list for me.
Okay. So, what R&B is, I don't know if I could really articulate it, what it would be. I know it's rhythm and blues, but for me, it's more soulful. It's not pop music. The instrumentals are very important, and it's also I think for me, what it invokes in you, like the emotion that it invokes in you. Is it a song that as soon as you hear it, it instantly either makes you want to close your eyes, or it transforms you. It takes you somewhere else. So it's very important what it invokes in you. I will agree with you. There's a lot of people on this list that, to me, I would not classify them as R&B artists. They're pop artists, not R&B.
That's where, for me, that's one of the criteria. And then now read the top 25, McMack, so that in case you have a hard time reading this, why this gentleman was using specific names. So what do you want to start from 25
I'll
on
start
down?
at number 25, because number 25 is hilarious. Number 25 is Patti LaBelle. 24 is Bill Withers. 23 is Teddy Pendergrass. 22 is Luther Vandross. That's right, Luther.
Yep.
21 is Donny Hathaway. 20 is Otis Redding. 19 is Smokey Robinson. 18 is Al Green. 17 is Janet Jackson. 16 is Mary J. Blige. 15 is Isaac Hayes. 14 is Curtis Mayfield. 13 is Sam Cooke. 12 is Usher. 11 is Ray Charles. 10 is Marvin Gaye. Number 9 is R. Kelly. Number 8 is Mariah Carey. Number 7 is Prince. 6 is James Brown. 5 is Whitney Houston. 4 is Beyonce. 3 is Michael Jackson. 2 is Aretha Franklin. And 1 is Stevie Wonder.
Incredible.
That list is so fucked up, it don't even make any sense. There's no other way to say it.
So where do we even begin? Because when you counted from 25 on back, and he alluded to that, on what world is Janet Jackson a better singer than many of the people you named on that list?
If we're just looking at the people who she's above, Janet Jackson is not better than Teddy Pendergrass. Janet Jackson is not better than Bill Withers. Janet Jackson is not better than Patti LaBelle. She damn sure ain't better than Luther. Damn sure ain't better than Luther. Donny Hathaway, no. Everybody she is ranked above, no. And vocal prowess was the number one thing that of how they rank people. No, right. Absolutely not.
See, Toria says they lost their rabbit ass mind.
That's only the top 25. It gets worse.
When you look at this, and that's what I'm examining some more. Craig says that list is all mixed up: pop, R&B, funk, and it is, you know. And Kendra says that was a good question that I asked about what is considered R&B, because when I look at that list, you know, I agree with you, Craig. They're just mixing all of this shit together. But if you missed the beginning, what the criteria they're basing it on, I'm taking nothing away from Janet Jackson's importance to music. She's solidified her status. She's an icon. But if we're talking about singing, I ain't worried about the Beehive and nobody else coming for me. Beyonce is a brilliant artist. Janet Jackson is a brilliant artist. And a cultural impact, we can debate that all we want. But they don't make the top 25, not even close. Not even close. And I love both of them dearly. I'm a fan of both of them dearly. I think the iteration of female singers, Beyonce is the evolution of Janet Jackson. There is no Beyonce without Janet Jackson. But having said that, Janet can't really sing, folks. Beyonce can sing, but she can't sing, in my opinion. And so to have her as number 4, and I'm looking down the list of some of these people, like you said, she's above Teddy P, Bill Withers, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, Gladys Knight,
Mariah Carey,
Anita Baker. I don't even like Anita Baker, but I'll be damned if I'm going to tell you that the woman can't sing. I'm not a fan of hers, but come on now. I'm sorry, go ahead. What you say, Tasha?
I said Mariah Carey. Are they really gonna say that Beyonce sings better than Mariah? Literally the voice. Mariah Carey.
Oh, she's above Whitney too. Beyonce's above Whitney too, folks. Beyonce's number 4. She's above Whitney and Prince and Mariah Carey
and Luther.
Let that sink in. Craig says Janet cannot sing and shouldn't be on the list. You actually don't get any debate with me there, Craig. You don't get any debate with me. I think for the 80s, she was able to take what Michael did, translate it into being a woman, and turn it into something new. And they had great production value. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they were brilliant in disguising the fact that she can't sing. But Janet, I'm with you. She can't sing. Cece says she's not there. No comparison with Janet, Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye. Janet is not even in the same league. I love you, Janet. This is no shade on you as an icon, but we're talking about singing and the list of singing. And I'm sorry, sweetheart. You probably really shouldn't even be on this list. I'm gonna be honest with you. Kenny says this list is about as bad as the Tyler Perry movie.
Oh my God, please. So I have a question. If everybody will give their input, out of the top 25 that I just named, who would your top 5 be? Out of the top 25 I named, don't choose from anything else. We're just gonna choose the top 25 that I named. Who would be your top 5?
The top. You kind of went to one of my questions I was going to put because I wanted everybody to give their Mount Rushmore. You just added one more. For those of you who know Mount Rushmore, the famous what do you call it? One of the monuments. It has 4 people. So Tasha wants your top 5. She's giving you an extra. So Tasha, you're only saying on the top 25. So
that I
read
listed
that list
here
again real slow.
Yeah.
Tasha wants your top 5. Don't forget about the others we think are great, but on the top 25, who would you pick as your top 5?
Okay. Starting with 25 is Patti LaBelle, Bill Withers, Teddy Pendergrass, Luther Vandross, Donny Hathaway, Otis Redding, Smokey Robinson, Al Green, Janet Jackson, Mary J. Blige, Isaac Hayes, Curtis Mayfield, Sam Cooke, Usher, Ray Charles, Marvin Gaye, R. Kelly, Mariah Carey, Prince, James Brown, Whitney Houston, Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder.
Whew. I want you to drink that in. Drink that in. I want to make sure I don't miss any comments. Before we had this, CC, you named your people. And again, some of these people you named, they're not on the top 25, but I wanted these are clearly, I'm sorry?
Those are all in the top 25 that she named.
Okay. So Otis Redding, Sam Cooke. Was Sam Cooke on it in there?
Yep.
Okay.
Sam Cooke is, yeah.
So those are 5. Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, and Luther Vandross.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful list. CC, beautiful list. Beautiful list. And everybody you name can sing their fucking ass off. Craig says Whitney, Donnie, Luther, Teddy, and Marvin Gaye. Woo! Craig, that is a killer fucking list right there. That is a list. Toria says, those Jewish executives made that list. Poor thing, they don't know any better. I don't know if they were Jewish, white, or black. I don't know. Terrence says, Michael Jackson, Prince, Stevie Wonder, R. Kelly, and Marvin Gaye. Michael, Prince, Stevie, R. Kelly, and Marvin Gaye. Terrence, me and your list is exactly the same. Terrence, me and your list is exactly the same. And I'm leaning there, to be truthful with you, Michael really is more pop, but he's dabbled in R&B here and there, but his greatness, and he can sing. Prince, I don't know if you can define Prince in one genre or another, but he's so unique for me. I can't leave him. Prince is never going to be not on a list when it comes to singers for me, Terrence. So Michael and Prince get grandfathered in because of their greatness, and they have crossed over genres. Michael Jackson started it doing the Jackson 5. He was a solo artist and this, that, and other. So fuck it. I'm sorry. Michael and Prince can never not be on my list. I'm okay with Stevie. Stevie is one of the greatest singers of all time, no doubt about it. And Terrence, I'm with you. Marvin Gaye, there's never been a voice like him. Now, here's the curious part. I didn't put any women on my list because I'm sorry, at the top of my list of R&B, pure R&B, y'all already know. Don't know. We need Lil Boosie on the show. Can't none of them fuck with Kells. I'm gonna tell you right there. Oh. Karen, Tasha, I can't wait to hear your list. But Cece says, nope, Prince is a whole other entity. You're right. You're right. So if I was forced to take, so if we're gonna take Prince off, CC, then I would have to take Michael off because he literally is the king of pop. So I'm going to do that for the sake of this argument, but I was explaining to you why I put them on there. So I'm gonna take Michael and Prince and put two more because Craig says Mike was R&B when he. That's why again. But I want to hear your list, Tasha, and while you're doing your list, I'm a substitute, as blasphemous as it is, two from the top 25 to replace Michael and Prince. Who you got, Tasha?
So that's why I didn't even consider Michael and Prince, because that's a different Mount Rushmore. That's the greatest of all time. Music in general. They no.
You're right.
Okay, so they just get on a different list. Now, for my list, I am gonna go with Whitney and Mariah. I am gotta have Whitney and Mariah. You have to. I also am gonna choose Teddy and Luther. Both will go on my list. And then for the fifth one, who was the fifth one? Oh, R. Kelly. I'm sorry. R. Kelly was the fifth one for me. Yeah.
Okay.
So R. Kelly, Luther, Teddy, Whitney, and Mariah.
I could make an argument that Whitney and Mariah suffers from the same fate as Prince and Michael.
They do, but hell, we can't keep taking people off the list. Or ain't nobody gonna be on there at 25.
I'm just saying. So I want a question for you. If you had to remove Whitney and Mariah, because again, talent undeniable, but does they fall into R&B? Whitney Houston famously was rejected for many years because she wasn't accepted in R&B. She was so happy when she won an American Music Award and in the category of R&B because they rejected her initially. If you watched her story. And Mariah. So if you just had to, because so now to revamp my list, okay. R. Kelly, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross, and my last one on that list of R&B. I'm going to go with Teddy P. Teddy P. Pure singing talent, Teddy P. If you had to replace Whitney and Mariah, Tasha, on top 25, who replaces them?
Okay, so damn, I gotta lose them too. Well, shit. Okay, so we can't have Mariah, we can't have Whitney. Okay. Then I'm gonna put Al Green on there. I'll substitute in Al Green.
He was there.
And then I'm gonna go with Smokey.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Smokey. Out of what's left, if I can't have them, so if we can't have Michael, we can't have Whitney, we can't have Prince, we can't have Mariah Carey. Then that's who I would substitute in.
Wow.
Out of the top 25 that we've named.
Top 25. Yeah. Very interesting. Craig says, I think Whitney was both R&B and pop.
I could see that. I could see that.
I don't disagree with you. It's just, but it's a fact that initially Black people rejected her, the way Clive Davis had her come out. If you watch her story, she talked famously about how she wanted to sing more R&B music, but they, her look, she was a 17-year-old girl. She had that fresh face. They pushed her in that genre to be more of a pop artist. But I agree with you that when she kind of took control of her career, she absolutely laid it down with some R&B stuff. And I'm with Tasha. You can't, real talk, as far as greatest ever. But I was just doing that. Terrence says,
we could go through really and pick through this list because we could also pull Luther from there and say he's over there too. He's in a different category of his own as well. But hell, we can't keep doing that now. We're running out of people to replace him with. Okay.
I agree. And I got a question coming up for everybody, anybody watching. Terrence says, if I had to replace Michael Jackson and Prince with two other people, it would be Luther. Terrence, me and you are simpatico, dude. Me and you is right there together. That if I had to take them off, we have the exact same list. So I got my first question to you guys is, does anybody consider even remotely Mary J. Blige, because she is widely accepted as the queen of R&B. Aretha is the queen of soul. Aretha's, now to your point, Tasha, I think I define R&B as soulful music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but Aretha has that title and nobody's ever going to take that away from her. But
right.
They consider Mary J. Blige the queen of R&B. They really fucking do.
I can see that.
Toria says no. Toria said so. I'm curious. What do you think about her as an R&B artist and singing, Tasha?
I will consider that yes, I could see why they would say Mary is the queen of R&B. I get it, because her whole career, in all seriousness, it is R&B. It's not
R&B.
anything that has drifted even remotely into pop. I would say that it is consistently R&B. And she does have music that does seem to flow through the different generations, that she does have a way of reaching out. I think a lot of it is because, she does go through a lot of shit that I think that it resonates with a lot of people. She's not somebody that I immediately go to turn on if I want to listen to music. But if one of her songs comes on the radio, I may not necessarily change it that quick.
Tasha, I'm with you 1000%. And that last part, I don't change the radio station or skip through it, because she has some bona fide hits now. Exactly. But it's weird when I think of her, because you're right. That's not who I go to. If I'm riding, I don't say, well, put on a Mary J. Blige song. But if it comes on, I don't say, well, oh, you could change that, because she really has some hits, to be honest with you. Now, my other questions that I want to have is, again, we're talking about the top 25 list just in general on here. This might be blasphemous question to ask, but Donny Hathaway's career was so short. Now, I want you guys to tell. Let me be transparent here. CC, Toria, Tasha, I know for a fact, and Terrence, y'all four have a bigger musical palette than me. You have a more eclectic taste, and I think y'all have more musicianship than me, in my opinion, my personal opinion. So you correct me if I'm wrong, but outside of one or two hits from Donny Hathaway, help me understand. I don't want to be blasphemous here, but those one or two songs were great. Okay, Tasha, so are you agreeing with me?
I didn't understand him being in the top 25. I didn't understand Sam Cooke being there, and I didn't understand Curtis Mayfield being in the top 25. I didn't understand that.
I'm gonna throw Otis Redding in there as well.
Oh,
not in the top 25. Not in the top 25 for me.
Top 50. I'll give you that.
Right, top 50. But that's why. So that's why I guess what I'm asking is that what Otis Redding has sitting on the dock of the bay. Toria, CC, somebody help me out. He has about 3 songs maybe that I know of. But other than, and he sings them beautifully, but Otis Redding, Donny Hathaway, like you said, Curtis Mayfield had a beautiful album when he did Superfly, and he has a kind of raspy voice, but top 25? Am I being blasphemous, y'all? I just want.
I don't think so. Not to me. I don't think it's blasphemous.
Now, who's on the list at number 11, I'm curious to know, do you think he should be higher? Is Ray Charles. Toria says, she's talking about Otis Redding, I think he's top 100. So again, thank you for saying that, Toria. Otis Redding has his place.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't top 25. I just don't know where they get that from. Because even if you, Tasha, if even you're gonna talk about cultural and generational, who the fuck is checking for Otis Redding or Curtis Mayfield for that matter? I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, Terrence says his body of work is great though. Terrence, help me out. What other songs do you have other than Sitting by the Dock of the Bay and Donny Hathaway? Sam Cooke has got I Was Born by the River, and he has a beautiful voice, but help me understand why they make the top 25.
I don't think that, I'm
go
sorry.
Ahead. No, go ahead, Tasha.
I was just gonna say, I don't think when you were asking the question about number 11, Ray Charles, I don't think he should be higher on the list. I think he should be lower.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm curious. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to be disrespectful. And I'm gonna go there in a second. Cece says, Tasha, I think it may be an age thing. Those artists were in my mind, and I like my era of music. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, so I get it. I get it. You know, and that's where again though, when they make this list, if they're gonna say cultural and generational, some of these artists I don't think resonate with the younger generation.
Multi-generational,
So
no.
that's what made this pick so crazy. But to the Ray Charles thing, look, folks. Jamie Foxx immortalized Ray Charles on screen for all and ever and all time. He made me appreciate the greatness of Ray Charles in a way that I had not before. Because I'm going to be brutally honest with you, I was not necessarily a Ray Charles fan. Knowing his story and the songs that were born out of all of the shit that he did, being a womanizer and a drug addict and all of that kind of stuff, for me, made me appreciate his body of work. But I'm with you, Tasha. I love you, Ray, but you shouldn't be, not in R&B. Now, if anything, I'll give you blues or some shit, you know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you can kind of go heavy in the blues, but you shouldn't even be in those. Cece says, These Arms of Mine was one of his hits. Let's pull out my CDs and give some examples. So who sings These Arms of Mine? That's my, I don't even know who sings that. See, who sings These Arms of Mine? I would need to hear that song. Terrence says, Curtis Mayfield, body of work, and the songs he have written over the years for people, he deserves to be there. In the top 25, Terrence, you believe he deserves to be in the top 25? I think he had one masterful album for me, but I need you to educate me. Superfly was his Mona Lisa. But, and we're not bringing in writing into it. You know, we're talking about singers, I guess, which is why, but if you're going to put that in there, that's why I can't nobody fuck with Kells, because Kells done wrote, sang, produced for, he is the fucking undisputed king of R&B. CC says Ray did some really good music. He did. I'm with you, CC, but I don't know if he deserves to be, well, for me, he doesn't deserve to be in the number 11 spot. And I can make an argument that he's rhythm and blues, but he's more the bluesy than the rhythm. I don't know. So she says Ray was more blues.
Either. Yeah, I wouldn't have James Brown in there either. It's a different genre. It's a different, because again, I don't know too many people that will say put on James Brown.
I agree.
It's like their go-to, like even for other generations, like think about like multi-generational like family reunions and things like that. I don't know too many who will opt to immediately go to James Brown.
Nobody. But do you know why, Tasha? I think they put him there.
Why?
So many rap artists ciphered from his music. That for me is the only reason why you put him that high. Because you're right. Musically, I love you, James, and you're the godfather of soul. So again, we're talking about his lane and the title he has. He's the godfather of soul, and Aretha is the queen of soul. It's funny how they own these little lanes. And I agree with you, Tasha. but nobody's. You're right. Even at Frankie, we can have the biggest family reunion we have. I don't know anybody as James Brown song. I just don't. But what's crazy is if his song comes on, you can dance to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The music is good, but yeah, that's just a different lane. You know, Cece says she go back way before Superfly. I'm gonna have to check his music out to maybe appreciate him. We're talking about Curtis Mayfield here because I think the Superfly was his masterpiece for me, and maybe I just didn't appreciate the work before then. Cece says James Brown was sampled by many, and that's where I think they put him on the list. That his influence, not only sampled by rappers, it's undeniable that Prince and Michael Jackson were born from James Brown. You know, his dance moves, his stage persona. There's a video on YouTube where they're literally honoring him in that capacity. And remember when MC Hammer was out? He even highlighted the fact that the Gloved One got all his shit from James Brown. So we're not. James Brown is the godfather, but I just don't think he should be top.
So I have a question then. So then that kind of makes me reevaluate the top 25 because if we're looking at it, if we're looking at it strictly from the most influential, I think that maybe the list makes a little bit more sense, and maybe that's what they were going towards is like influential.
They had to be leaning heavily on that for a lot of it, Tasha. They had to because that's what some of those names would make sense. Because you say Smokey, oh God, you're gonna get mad with me, Tasha. I never really thought Smokey could sing.
Now wait a minute now. Hold on. Now wait a minute now. Okay.
I never really thought he could sing all that well. He to me was the Motown's version of Janet Jackson, where Huff and Gamble and the producers and Smokey himself is one of the best producers ever. He was able to disguise, but when I listen to Smokey's music, he doesn't blow me away as a singer.
Okay.
You know, Cece says he was with the Impressions before going solo, talking about Curtis Mayfield. Now, Toria, you bring in somebody that I don't even think was on the list ever of the top 75. You say Lenny Williams, which I'm gonna was Lenny Williams ever in any on the list at all?
No, Lenny Williams is not on the list at all.
Because I also wanted to ask everybody, who do you think got snubbed that wasn't on the list that should be on the list? And while you think that over, Craig says, I agree, Tasha, more cultural impact than singing ability. Cece says, Smokey could sing in his early years with the Miracles. Tori says, better writer than singer. So again, we're talking about Smokey. And Craig says, Black, I feel the same way about Smokey. I love me some Smokey. He's not.
Get out. Both of y'all, get out. No.
and he's a living legend. I'm not taking that away from him, but I just was never that impressed with his voice. She asked, was Peebo Bryson on the list? I think Peebo he was on the list. He is
on the list. He's number 58. Now, this is not my list. Let me be very clear. This is Billboard. This is not our list.
Right. This is not our list. Kenny says Smokey cannot. He put it in all caps. Tasha.
Get out, Kenny.
Cannot sing.
Get out, too.
Great songwriter, mediocre singer.
Get out too. Get out.
Cece says Tasha. Well, Will can throw both of them out.
Exactly. Throw them all out. Exactly.
Lenny Williams, and then Kenny gonna double down on some shit, saying Lenny Williams is a mediocre singer as well, in my opinion. Now, Kenny, that's where you lose me, Capricornian brother.
Kenny, have you been drinking?
Yeah, he's been drinking. he was having a mini than you. So Kenny's been drinking. I can tell you that. I'm sure. Lenny now Lenny Williams could sing, but he don't deserve to be on a list of top R&B artists either. Now he has one or two great songs, and one song is legendary, but that don't make him. Lenny. You don't need him in there. Cece says, "Oh, crying Lenny." That crying though, that one song is legendary, baby. It's legendary.
Now, if you want to, we can move to the next 25 on that list to really like dig into it.
Absolutely. Before we go, Craig says I would put Philip Bailey on the list. So was Philip Bailey on that list, Tasha? Because while she's looking that list up, I know that Monica was left off the list.
Philip Bailey is not on the list.
Philip Bailey's not on the list. Monica was not on the list, but Brandy is on the list.
Yeah, Brandy is on the list.
Tori said, yes, he cries and Keith be crying. Was Keith Sweat on the list, Tasha?
Yes, he is on the list. And Keith is going to stay on the list because Keith is R&B. Okay?
He's R&B. For me. And what's crazy about that is, look, it's not that he can sing. Let me rephrase that. It's not that
now,
he
wait
can
a damn minute now. I'm going to excuse myself. Y'all keep saying these things.
Okay, so let me finish before you get me. I don't think Keith Sweat can sing, but he can sing. Hit the song, the way it was written around his voice. I can't deny that the song was Make It Last Forever is about a more perfect album or CD you can get. There was not one song on Make It Last Forever that you could skip. That's how bad that man was. And he got bona fide hits. Kendra says, yes, Tasha, but I'm not you meant to say not inebriated, which tells me that.
You're not making the argument any better, Kenny.
I mean, you might be a little tipsy, my brother. She says, yes, Keith is, Tasha. Craig says, Philip is probably not on the list because he wasn't. That's correct. They did say that they eliminated that people was in a group, because if you start adding people in a group, then you can start, you're right, that list would have expanded, because we know in some groups there were some great individual singers. You can take the Temptations and individually say Eddie Kendricks, and there was 3 of them on in the Temptation. Well, even I forget they even revamped the Temptation, even when the newer version. They eliminated, Craig, people from groups. They didn't make the list. Cece says, well, maybe he is. Well, Smokey was in a group, but Smokey was also a solo
artist, and so did Curtis. Curtis also went solo.
Correct. So that's how they, I guess, gave them. Every woman I smashed loved Keith Sweat. I'm with you, brother Kenny. So yeah, I couldn't remember the name. David Ruffin, Eddie Kendricks, and even when they got to the new version of the Temptations, what was the guy who replaced David Ruffin? He was a bad individual singer. I mean, this dude was bad. I can't think of his name. They started the groups. Teddy was in a group too. Yeah, Teddy started, with Harold Melvin and Blue Nose, but he didn't take off until he went solo, and his spot is undeniable. Dennis Edwards, Toria, thank you. So the Temps, individually, they got some people who can fucking sing, no doubt about it, But I am curious. So these are all people that you're naming that should have been on the list, I guess, if we didn't eliminate them. But individually, my one person that I can think of that did make the list, Monica deserved to be on that list. And guess who made the list? And I don't know how the fuck they made the list over Monica. They got SZA on the list. They got SZA. And Tasha, do they have Summer Walker on that list too?
They do.
How the fuck you gonna tell me Summer Walker and SZA can out-sing Monica?
They have Ashanti on the list too.
Ashanti shouldn't even, if she think about a list, they should whoop her ass.
Well, she's on the list. Let me do the next 25. Okay, because she ain't even in the next 25. So let's do the next 25.
Okay.
So starting with number 50.
50 on back.
John Legend, Bobby Brown,
Good.
Lauryn Hill,
Good.
The Weeknd,
No.
Rihanna,
No.
D'Angelo, SZA,
No.
Dionne Warwick, Barry White, Brandy, Aaliyah, Roberta Flack, Maxwell,
Yes.
Frank Ocean,
Hell no.
Tony Braxton,
Hell no.
Babyface,
Yes.
Donna Summer,
Yes.
Alicia Keys, Lionel Richie,
Yes.
Anita Baker,
Yes.
Gladys Knight,
Hell yes.
Diana Ross,
Hell yes.
Erica Badu,
Hell yes.
Shaka Khan, and Chris Brown.
Whoa. 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 Yeah, so as y'all can hear from me, there's several people that should be on that list. Cece says that's blasphemous.
It is blasphemy. Number 26 through 50 just got flat out disrespectful. Because I would not put John Legend on the list at all. At all. He wouldn't make the top 100. To me.
I'm with you. He's smooth and all that kind of stuff, but no. Craig says Jill Scott. I don't know if Jill Scott was even on the list.
She is on the list.
Yeah, okay. Jill Scott, Erica Badu would sing circles around all these current female singers. I agree. And then, y'all didn't even see the comment. I was just reading it. Craig says, Jill Scott, Erica Badu would sing circles around all these current female singers. And Kenny says, SZA and Summer Walker and Ashanti are on the list, and Monica isn't. Kenny.
Yes. There's others after that, like the remaining. There's others after that made the list and Monica did not make the list.
Monica did right. We're telling you guys, Monica's not even in the 75 at all. Cece says yes to Lionel, Anita, Shaka, Aretha, Roberta singers. Absolutely. That's why I say that's why my thumbs up was for all of them.
I think Babyface and Maxwell, I think they should be higher.
Much higher. When you're talking R&B and could sing. Much higher. So there we go. Toria says, I told you from the beginning they lost their rabbit ass. Yes, they have. But yeah,
I think Chris Brown should have made the top 25. That's just me.
I agree. No. I agree with you. Tasha, I agree with you. I actually agree with you. I had this conversation with my nephew not too long ago. Whatever you want to think about Chris Brown, the person, his discography, his talent of singing, we don't even take the dancing out of it. What he's been able to do and be a chameleon and transcend, people gotta forget. He came out when he was what, Tasha, 15 or 16?
I thought it was 14.
This was a teenager. And I'm talking about right out the box, his shit was R&B and grown people music from the gate. And he's been able to, there's not a year that Chris Brown has not had an R&B hit. Not every album is loaded with, but I'm with you, Tasha. Chris Brown is in my top 10. That's how bad Chris Brown is.
And Bobby Brown. Okay, so Bobby Brown he's in the top 50. I think he should be higher on the list.
Much higher.
I think he should be higher, but I also think that he may need to be moved over to a different category as well, because if you look at him at the height of his career, when he was singing, definitely pop, but also his influence is often overlooked because of other things that happen in his personal life.
There's no Chris Brown without Bobby Brown.
It's not.
Everything you can say of Chris Brown, Bobby did it first, and in my opinion, did it better. Bobby danced his ass off, his diaphragm, and be able to sing and dance, and he was original. Bobby is a bad man. But to your point, Tasha, we could easily say he's pop. So again, Bobby gets overlooked because of his connection to Whitney Houston, the drug thing, this, that, and the other. But don't sleep on Bobby Brown. And that man had some bona fide hits. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Rihanna should be in this either, because I don't think
Rihanna cannot fucking sing. That bitch can't sing. Y'all they putting this bitch on the list because of her makeup line and young girls like her. Yeah, that bitch got her most famous song is Umbrella, and that shit is garbage. That bitch can't sing.
I was just gonna say I feel like she's more pop than anything, but okay, we could go because you just started hollering at me.
I'm just saying that if I met that bitch to her face, I'll point my finger at her nose and tell her, you can't sing, bitch.
Should Donna Summer really be in the top 50?
No.
Okay.
No. Donna Summer is strictly disco. Strictly disco. And somebody, that's my opinion. Y'all, everybody can see differently. But yeah, Donna Summer, again, I love that they're giving her some love because she is an unsung person that you don't hear her name or she don't get her shine. But no, Donna Summer. No, there's other people that should even be on the list of top 75 before Donna Summer come in there. Now, in her little lane, once you say the word disco, she's number one. Mm-hmm. She's the reigning lady of disco, if you ask me. And if you're going to say men of disco, I ain't even going with one person. If you're going to say disco, my reigning king of disco, say what you want, the Bee Gees.
Oh, definitely the Bee Gees. Yeah.
The Bee Gees of disco. We can base some other people quite naturally that had some great hits, but the Bee Gees own that fucking genre. But anyway, I digress. Toria says Monica never gets her props, and that's a shame. I agree with you because how do you even put Brandy? Prince and Michael are inextricably connected just by virtue of how their careers battle. How do you put Brandy and then not put Monica? Because in that era, Tasha, were they not neck and neck?
Unpopular opinion. Brandy shouldn't be in the top 50. She can be in the top 100. I would not put her. I wouldn't put her.
So I agree with you there. Many people rate Brandy higher, but I'm asking if you're going to put Brandy, how do you not put Monica?
Now that's true. Yeah, you have to put. Yeah, you should have brought them both. But Brandy, really, I can leave her. I don't need her on the list at all.
I'm with you. But I can say the same thing about Toni Braxton. I just don't never see what's so special about Toni Braxton. You know,
she does have a unique voice. She does. It is unique, but it's also not something where I'm in a car, turn on the Toni Braxton. But it's just like Mary. If a song comes on and it is Toni, I'm not so quick to change it.
I'm gonna skip it because if I lower my voice a few octaves, I can sing what that bitch sings.
No, you can't.
Whatever. That bitch can't sing to me. Kitty says Alicia Keys damn sure shouldn't be in the list. This is ludicrous in my Mike Tyson voice, and John Legend should be going too.
Alicia Keys stays on the fucking list.
Kitty, I'm gonna disagree with you there. Alicia Keys, she deserves to be on the list, in my opinion. She's made some good music. That she's deserving on the list. But Cece agrees with. She said, Kenny, I agree. So
damn that. If you're gonna put Beyonce on the list, Alicia Keys show can stay.
So I'm with you. Tasha, me and you'd agree with that, you know. Terrence says, I'm with you. John Legend, he shouldn't be on the list. Terrence said, who compiled this list? Terrence, this is Billboard's top 75 greatest R&B singers. And he says, because this list is trash.
Well,
says Terrence, they're idiots, huh?
Let me go ahead and give y'all the rest of the list because I want y'all to be as equally as angry as I was when you hear the rest of this list. Okay, so I'll start with 75 and then I'll go up from there. From 75 is Ruth Brown.
Don't know who that is.
Summer Walker, I have no idea. Etta James is 73.
Okay.
Jackie Wilson is 72.
Wow.
Then it's Keisha Cole, her, Bobby Womack, Phyllis Hyman, Tank, Keith Sweat, Tina Marie, Lettucey, Music, Anthony Hamilton, Ashanti, Neo, Fantasia, Peebo Bryson, Tevin Campbell, Joe, Natalie
Wow.
Cole, Jasmine Sullivan,
Wow.
Jill Scott, Stephanie Mills, Rick James.
Wow. You could damn near take almost that whole list and
throw
not.
it away.
Well, I'm saying they should supersede a whole lot of motherfuckers. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me look at this list. That you put them that far down the list. Come on, people. Anthony Hamilton, let us see. Tina Marie. Hold on. Tina Marie is 65.
Tina Marie is 65.
66. Tank shouldn't even be on the list. Phyllis Hyman shouldn't be on the list. Maybe you had a small little window, but you shouldn't even be there for me. Bobby Womack, again, you should be on the list, but you should damn sure be higher. Bobby, whoa, come on now. Her, what the fuck is she doing on the list?
Her, okay, I like her, but she should not be on the list. She's not. Right. She's not ready for the list.
She's not ready.
Keisha Cole, I like Keisha when she had her original face, but she don't deserve to be this high on. She shouldn't be in the top 75. I give you the top 100. I agree with you.
I agree. Top 100 because she really does have. She had talent. You know,
Summer Walker should never have been mentioned on this list ever.
Nope.
Music, Soul Child should be much higher.
I agree.
Lettucey belongs on the list. I think her ranking is a little higher. I would put her a little bit lower, but I do like Lettucey. Right. I do like her. Fantasia, I can always do without Fantasia. She can stay on the top 100. I would not put her that high on the list.
Fantasia should be higher for me.
Peebo is criminal.
That's correct.
Peebo is criminally low.
Now, you want to talk about a unique voice? Show me an artist who sounds like Peebo Bryson.
That's low.
Natasha, what happened to Luther Ingram?
Why is he not on? He didn't make the list. He didn't make the list. Stephanie Mills, I think maybe should be a little bit higher, but then again, I'm okay with where her place is, but maybe a little bit higher. You know, I wouldn't put her in the top 25. I would not.
No, not top 25. I agree.
Rick James, influential, definitely. Highly influential. I'm okay with him, but I do think maybe I would be okay as well if he was a little bit lower for Rick James. That's just me.
Different lane for me. He's one of those special, unique artists for me. Funk. He has this. I would give him the title of King of Funk. He's that influential, but he had his own lane.
Etta James being 73 is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Ridiculous.
That's what about crazy. Neo? With Neo?
See, okay. Neo, not top 10, definitely top 25. Definitely top 25. He deserves to be recognized. Top 25 for sure. Definitely.
He makes my top 50. I respect it.
I would not put Jasmine Sullivan on this list at all.
You not put who?
Jasmine Sullivan. I would not put her on the list at all.
I think she's in that Keisha Cole lane with me. She haven't done enough. She can sing, but she haven't done enough to make the list.
I think Chrisette Michelle should have made the list, but ahead of
very good pick.
Ahead of some of these people. But okay. But yeah, this is Keisha being that low is crazy.
In case y'all don't know, my actual favorite female singer. Tasha, do you know who it is?
You like K Michelle.
K Michelle for me, nobody else would. I know this is just me. She's the female version of R. Kelly. I love her music. So for me, she's better than all them bitches, But anyway, Toria says, I'm tired of people judging these people by their personal lives or what they do in the bedroom. Judged by their talent, period. The rest is their business. That's what we said in the beginning. This is not American Idol. We don't care about your story. Can you sing the talent? Craig says, Tasha, going to ask me to log off after my comment, but Chris Brown isn't a pure singer. He's a studio singer, auto-tune and reverb, heavy music. Fight me on this.
Hands down, we are going to go bare knuckle because Chris Brown 100% is a pure singer. If you've ever caught him, he does not have to be in studio. He can be a cappella. Chris Brown can sing. He can sing. He can.
Craig, I love Mr. Chris Brown too. I get what you're saying in a way, but no, I think he has genuine talent, and he's brilliantly merged it with everything else. Chris Brown is he in my top 10.
Chris Brown can sing. Yes, he can.
First, say can sing or dance.
He can sing, or I don't give a damn about the dancing, but but Chris Brown can sing.
Says Bobby Brown was New Jack Swing. He definitely from that era. One of the major players, but Black guy from that Albie Shore from that era. So Heavy D and the Boys. That was my era, one of the greatest eras of music right there. Tori, I guess you're saying this about Chris Brown. I'm assuming clear. I want to make sure who you're saying. Bubblegum Pop. Are you saying that of Chris Brown? And then we saying about Donna. Yes, she is a disco. She is disco. Toria says, now if you go to a Donna Summer show after she did her 2 big disco hits, she would sing beautiful R&B and gospel. Her shows were awesome. I did not know that, Toria. I did not know that. Now I know she could sing, but I guess I've only seen her for the disco era. Craig says Brandy can't sing. I've heard better sounds from a bus. Craig ain't gonna do it that bad.
I agree there.
Craig ain't gonna do it that
bad. Gotten on the Brandy.
I ain't gonna do it that bad. She can sing, but she can't sing for me. But she can sing. Okay, what they say about Let Us See.
Let Us See is number 64. I love Let Us See.
And we said she should have been higher.
She definitely should have been
higher. So we agree with you, CC. Let Us See can flat out blow.
She can.
James Ingram. That's what I was thinking of. Not Luther. I was thinking of James Ingram. Man, that man can sing his ass off. Rick James is funk. Stephanie Mills is good. She's Broadway trained and has a range not many have. I agree. But here's where, for me, she is in the top 100. Her body of work, for me, CC doesn't put her in the top 75. For me, but range, no, absolutely. She said not bare knuckle.
Oh yeah, we can go bare knuckle. Don't talk about Christopher Maurice Brown to me, okay? I love me some Chris Brown, okay?
Yeah. I don't even know that was his middle name. So
Music Soul Child being as low as it is crazy. Anthony Hamilton, his voice is unique, and I dare anybody to say that he cannot sing. I've seen his most recent clips from his most recent concerts when he is a cappella. Anthony Hamilton can sing.
No, he can sing. They put Tevin Campbell at 57. He should be higher for me.
He should be higher.
He should be higher for me.
How do you feel with Joe being 56? Do you think Joe should be higher, or is it all right?
Yeah, higher. And that's Kenny's man. Kenny, I think that's one of Kenny's favorite artists is Joe. And Kenny, I'm agree with you here. Joe is in that category with Keith Sweat. Now he can sing better than Keith Sweat, but that man made some hits. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. CC says, Let Us See is married to my hairdresser's nephew. She is sweet in person. That's what's up.
I didn't even know she was married.
Me neither. Craig says, dang, you know his middle name. That's what I'm saying. I did not know Chris Brown had what his middle name was. Yes. Oh, here come one of your people, Tasha, who you love. Why didn't Avant make the list?
Avant did not make it. And I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's because maybe they don't put him as an R&B singer. I don't know. I would like to see what the rest of the list looked like. Like if they continued on to do like the top 100, did he at least make the top 100? But he definitely should have been on the list.
And what's old boy? Because if you're gonna put Joe, what's my man? I can't think of him right now. I'm sorry, my mind is drawing a blank. But he was on the same level. Law, he said, let's all his music. Oh God, what's his name? Anyway, I'm sorry.
I know you're not gonna say Tyrese.
No, not Tyrese. Oh, okay. But if you're gonna put Joe, Tyrese should be there as well. But what's my boy?
You could have gave Tyrese number 75. I would have been all right.
Craig said, I still listen to Joe today. Yeah, again, I don't go to him, but I don't skip his music.
Are you talking about Case? Is that
No,
who you were
and I love Case. But what's the guy? He was a single artist, R&B. He had a couple of good CDs. Oh shit!
You're gonna have to give us some more for us to help you, because that's just a lot of people.
He was kind of light skinned with dimples. What's his name? And then as I'm thinking of him, Jaheim.
Oh yeah, Jaheim
didn't make the list. But what's this guy named? My brain is drawing a complete blank. Cece says she's married to Ron. He is a photographer, does all of her photos. His company is Ron T Photography. She's giving a shout out to him.
Yeah, Jaheim definitely should have been on the
I can't think of my dude's name now. But
Can
anyway,
you think of a song of one of his songs?
I'm so bad with titles. Oh shit, I can't. Albie Shore cannot sing. Never could sing. Never could sing. Albie Shore was a pretty boy. He came in the right era when light skin was in. So fuck you, light skin dudes. I'm just. But when he came in the right era, but Albie Shore could never sing to me. I'm trying to pull up who I'm trying to think about. Oh man. But you know what's curious about this list? There's not a whole lot of women that we're saying belong on there, so to speak. I'm looking down this whole list of Frank Ocean shouldn't even be in there for me.
No, Frank Ocean should not be on the list.
So anyway,
and
I can't think of
who is, and forgive me, and I don't care what nobody said. Who the hell is Ruth Brown?
I don't know who that is either. Roman says, not the light skins. Yeah,
right.
See, that's a particular stick in my brain, CC, because during that era of New Jacks, that when I was running the streets, and dark-skinned men didn't become popular to New Jack City, and Wesley Snipes put the dark-skinned brothers on. Because leading up to that, it was all about the light-skinned singers. And when Wesley Snipes came on the scene, all of a sudden the dark-skinned brothers started getting a little love. So I ran with a pack of dudes back then, and I was the black smutty guy in the group. I'm telling you. So I have always had to make them light-skinned fellows pay. Oh man. All right, so Tank is okay, but he shouldn't be on the list.
Well, okay, that's what I'm glad you came back to Tank. Why don't you? Because he is R&B. Why do you feel like he shouldn't be? Are you just mad because he suck a little dick? Is that why you don't want him on the list?
That's not it. No, that's not it. That's not it. That really is not it. For me, his songs aren't that great. They're catchy, but they're not timeless for me. They're all of his songs. They're catch. He had a few of them, because for me, he don't even have a whole lot of hits. There's a handful of them that were catchy, but to our point, I would never put his music. He has one song that I would put on maybe if I had a woman in the room. The one catchy one where he says the word fuck or something like that, and I would put that on just because he's cursing.
Oh, When We, the one that came out.
When We is the one song, Tank, that I would put on if I'm trying to get some pussy.
I hate that song. I hate that song.
And I would only put it on just to introduce the word fuck into the conversation so that I can say it to the nasty 50 no good bitch that look, we trying to fuck here. But the song itself is not timeless,
So, okay,
before I go with Tank, I would go with Genuine. Genuine is a better artist that deserves to be up there with Neo, Tyrese, Joe. Genuine actually has some good music.
That's true. See, and I like Genuine, and all the unnecessary hate that they be giving him because he be up there dancing and shit is crazy. I think he should be on the list. So then let me ask you this: is it fair to say that a one-hit wonder, if it was that great, could make you in a top 75? A one-hit wonder, could you
Not for
be in the
me.
top 75?
Not for me. Not for me. Not for
Even
me.
if the song was just that good, you just like that is,
Not for
whew,
me.
that
Not
is
for
pure
me.
R&B.
Not for me, because I feel that way about Lenny Williams. Kenny hates Lenny Williams. Lenny Williams' song is legendary for me. It is that good, and he should Lenny Williams shouldn't sniff the list.
Okay, then let me ask you this: the dude that that just won that, I think it was American Idol or one of the
Yeah,
singing shows.
yeah.
Could he make your list?
His voice is so unique. I can't wait to see what he does with the material.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest fear is that he's great at singing covers. I'm waiting to see now, can he turn that he has a talent? What will he do with it? What will he do with it? But that's the thing. You have to have staying power, as Cece says. For you to make this list, your music for me has to be timeless to stay, and it can't be one song.
Okay.
It cannot be one song. Terrence says you shouldn't be on a list for that reason if it's a one-hit wonder. Craig says, where would you all put El DeBarge on the list? Ooh.
Can't be on the list. Can't be on the list.
Or can't?
He can't be on the list.
Yeah, you know what, Craig? He has a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
And he has one or two songs that are great, but there was no sustained excellence in there for me. Terrence says, sorry, Tank shouldn't be on the list for that reason. I agree. And that's why I say, Terrence, his songs are not timeless. You know, and I play one song that comes on. You know what I'm saying? CC's agreeing with me that he's got that one song. You know, Craig says it's Fantasia's on the list.
She is. She's number 59.
And I would put her higher for me. Tasha wouldn't.
I would put her as number 100 for me.
So she makes the top 100. I think Fantasia. I think she gets overlooked by Jennifer Hudson's accomplishments.
And you see Jennifer, yeah, she ain't even on here.
She didn't I didn't realize that.
She didn't even make the
Jennifer
list.
Didn't even make the list.
She did not make the list.
Wow.
Mm-mm. But that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna let SZA be on here, if you're gonna let her be on here, and Summer Walker on here, then I think you can open up people who have one or two hits. Now we opening up the floodgates and giving people like with a couple of hits, action. So and access. So.
I'm with you. That's why there's a lot of people that shouldn't even make this. So, and we're naming people that should have been there, and then a lot of them didn't even make the freaking list. So that's crazy. That's crazy. So anyway, folks, we wanted to have this conversation. I think we have exhausted it. At the end of the day, we agree with CC. I think Notori, who said it best. They've lost their rabbit ass minds.
Exactly.
But at the same time, guess what? They accomplished exactly what they meant to accomplish. This is not just us talking about this. When they came out with this list, it was all over. Everybody's looking at it, debating who got snubbed, where people should be. The debate, they did their job, whoever wrote this, and maybe that was the intention. I don't know. But that we're talking about it, it's interesting, to say the least. But there's a lot of people that, it brings up a great conversation on music, though, I would say. But I want to end it by going back to the top 25. If I don't do nothing else, I want to go back to that top 25 and end it by saying what this young man said: in what world can some of these people even be considered in the top 25? And when I'm looking at that top 25 list again, from 25 back, Patti LaBelle, Bill Withers, Teddy Pendergrass, Luther Vandross, Donny Hathaway, Otis Redding, Smokey Robinson, Al Green, Janet Jackson, Mary J. Blige, Isaac Hayes, Curtis Mayfield, Sam Cooke, Usher, Ray Charles, Marvin Gaye, R. Kelly, Mariah Carey, Prince, James Brown, Whitney Houston, Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, and Stevie Wonder's number one. In the world of R&B, in what world does Beyonce rank higher than many of the people we named? That for me destroys your whole list. In what world is Beyonce a better R&B artist than Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey? And Beehive can be angry all they want. The moment you put her as number 4, your list was invalid.
Yep.
I think as much as we have our picks, many people can live with Stevie being number 1. If you just had to.
Mm-hmm.
And even with R. Kelly, all the trouble he's in, that he made the list angered a lot of people, but you didn't deny that he is R&B. Take the other shit away from him.
He is the king of R&B.
He is the king
of R&B. If we're going to
R&B.
be clear, he is the king of R&B.
But even they didn't leave him off for the sake of the people who wanted to say you can't include him because of his acts or whatever. So you even recognize his greatness, but come on. Donny Hathaway and Luther Vandross, Al Green, Smokey Robinson, behind come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. For real. Anyway, Toria says, happy to have you back. Both of you, good show. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. We feel the exact same way, folks. We'll end it by saying that for many of you, it's going to be hot. For a lot of you folks out there in the East, hotter than you're normally accustomed to. Be careful. Stay hydrated. Check in on your pets. Check in on the elderly. And take care of yourself as much as you can. The heat wave is supposed to start from tomorrow for some of you. Run your errands early. Get what you need. Stay inside and ride this one out, folks.
Mm-hmm.
In these hot summer streets, be careful out there. Thank you so much. We missed you guys too. I was literally flirting with taking off for the rest of the summer. At some point, I am going to take off, but it has been great to be back because I miss all of you. I miss these lively conversations, and hopefully we'll be able to get in a few more shows before Tasha and I take our full summer hiatus. But we love you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Everybody, have a great rest of your evening. Peace out.